Zimbabwe, Kazakhstan, Iraq, Serbia,
So there is
and
Australia's
Cuba.
Zach Brown, a 20-year-old, taking up residence in the red corner. Progressed through to the round of 16 after beating Pravesh Kumar of IBA India on a 4-1 on a victory to get him through. There's 27-year-old Artush HOVHANNISYAN. He prevailed over Brandon Gonagon of Cameroon on a 4-1 split in a hard physical bout right here in Ring B.
Round one.
So we're underway then. Action in the round of 16 in the men's 80-kilogram light heavyweight division between boxers from Australia and Armenia. The man wearing red is 20-year-old Zach Brown, part of an 11-strong Australian boxing team. From Warrior Fights Boxing Club, scores with a good right hand to the body, but he's warned for punching illegally to the rear of the man in blue's back, and that is Artush HOVHANNISYAN. He part of a 13-strong Australian-Armenian boxing team, a boxer in each of the weight classes being contested here. And the contest against Brandon Gonagon of Cameroon was a really hard, attritional contest. Prevailed on a 4-1 split. Undefeated professional, having made his debut a few years ago. 6-0 in the pro ranks, but he's focusing on 3-round boxing at the moment as a good left hook gets around the corner to the body from Brown, but he's retreated to his own corner. Right hand not too far away from HOVHANNISYAN. Good right hand dug into the body by HOVHANNISYAN, operating as a southpaw. It's a solid right jab from HOVHANNISYAN out of that southpaw stance. Good defensive with HOVHANNISYAN behind high-held gloves. And he's finding the range with his right hand out of this port-sided stance in the form of uppercuts on the inside and attempted straights that are landing with a bent elbow. Backhand rather telegraphed from Zach Brown. Good work to the body from Zach Brown. A two-shot salvo beneath the elbows of HOVHANNISYAN. HOVHANNISYAN looking to walk his way back into distance again. Two-shot combination not too far away from Zach Brown. But he's been put under pressure here as a ripping right uppercut. Snaps his head back and the referee intervenes to give a standing count. The pressure being applied by Artush HOVHANNISYAN, paying dividends. Because Brown finding it a challenge to keep the man off. So will HOVHANNISYAN continue to press? Brown trying to keep him at distance by extending straight punches. Back to the ropes once again. HOVHANNISYAN launching a big backhand, and Brown going from the ropes to the corner and then to the other set of ropes. Perhaps got to try and find space in the ring. He's looking to use ring center now. And now complaining about a rabbit punch. Bit of bad body language coming from Zach Brown. Bell not too far away as another uppercut wasn't too wide of the mark from HOVHANNISYAN. So first round in the book, and I think that will be the man in the blue corner who takes the opening round. Some of the action from the first, and there with the right uppercut which snapped the head back of Zach Brown, forcing the referee to intervene and issue an 8 count. So unanimous Verdict returned in favor of Artush HOVHANNISYAN. 10-9 for all 5 scoring judges.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So both boxers keen to re-enter the fray to get this second round underway. Artush HOVHANNISYAN took the opening round unanimously, gave his man an 8 count, and there's a solid left jab as HOVHANNISYAN beginning the second round as an orthodox boxer. After spending a large portion of the first round in the southpaw stance, there's a right cross to the body, roundhouse right in response from Zach Brown. Brown with good punches, both body and head. It was a trade-off, and there's a counter left hand once again as HOVHANNISYAN switches southpaw, and that's where he enjoyed most of the success, principally based on front foot pressure. Here he's marching his man back to the corner once again, and Zach Brown in a really bad ring position. Referee speaking to him about keeping his head up. He won't want a point deduction for that infringement, but again, his back was against the corner post. There was nowhere to go. He's got himself back to the space of center ring now, and he's trying to drive HOVHANNISYAN backwards, and that's good to see. So that 1-2 attempted by Zach Brown had a little bit of a languid quality to it. It could well have been right for a counter, but he kept the attack going, and HOVHANNISYAN wasn't able to pick him off. Right hand attempted by Zach Brown, and he's taking up much more positive ring position now. Is Brown working the body effectively, managed to evade the right uppercut that came in his direction. Backhand is a scoring shot from HOVHANNISYAN. Good right hand to the body. Zach Brown trying to put his punches together, and it's resulting in a trade-off in the middle of the boxing ring. Solid right jab landed by HOVHANNISYAN to snap the head back of Zach Brown. Zach Brown spinning off the line on this occasion, and that's good to see rather than going backwards directly towards the ropes or the corner. Tidy tangle takes HOVHANNISYAN over the top rope. Jolting left jab on the resumption as a solid right hand out of the orthodox stance, followed by a right hand to the body from HOVHANNISYAN. Just changing angles and different looks in front of his man, but a good straight left landed by Zach Brown. Brown trying to drive right hands into the body and launch scything punches to the torso of his opponent. So spoken to again as he resumes the action with an overhand right of the looping variety, Zach Brown. So HOVHANNISYAN just shaping with the right hand, but not committing to it. Left jab to the body was close, followed by the single right hand lead. Good response that by Zach Brown. Conceded the opening round unanimously, took an 8 count, and he made a concerted effort to spend less time in the corner and on the ropes. At least that's what it seemed to me here ringside. I'm not sure that it's enough to take the round, but it's certainly a better performance by Zach Brown, letting HOVHANNISYAN know that he's in a contest, and it's really good to see that adaptive strategy that was implemented by Zach Brown after the corner. Must have told him to change the tactics after he spent so much time on the perimeter of the boxing ring in the first. And his improved performance has been rewarded for 2 of the judges. Crucially, from his perspective, if he could have convinced 1 more, then we would have had 3 tied scores of 19 points apiece. So he needs a massive final round now.
Your third and final round.
So too much moisture on the face and body of Artush HOVHANNISYAN. As we move into the third and final round. Zach Brown has come out with real purpose to begin this final frame. Both men exchanging right hands. HOVHANNISYAN operating as an orthodox boxer. He has shown a tendency to switch during the course of this contest. A clever counter right hand catches Zach Brown after he was made to miss. From my perspective, it seems as though HOVHANNISYAN has enjoyed more success out of the southpaw stance. That's when he was able to push Zach Brown back, but of course Zach Brown has made a determined effort as he lands a good right hand with HOVHANNISYAN on the ropes, and we haven't seen the man from Armenia in that position too often in this contest. Again, you have to credit the change in approach that Zach Brown has been able to bring, and there's a right hand which just inconvenienced HOVHANNISYAN. Cracking punch over the top from Zach Brown, who really is going in search of the big final round that he needs, trailing 20 points to 18 for 3 of the 5 judges. Both men just getting in a bit of a tangle on the ropes. Corkscrew right hand. Now, what's going on here? Has a cut been sustained? I think there might be a damaged nose or cut to the right eye. Just trying to keep an eye on the referee. I think she has bumped her knuckles together, indicating that this injury, which has been sustained by HOVHANNISYAN, is being caused by an accidental clash of heads. So if this injury causes the contest to be stopped, we'll be going to the scorecards. So the action resumes, approaching the halfway stage. Zach Brown got his way back into things. Just edged in the second round. 3-2 after losing the first unanimously. Really did turn things around. But he needs he needs a much bigger final round effort here, and to his credit, he is going in search of it. HOVHANNISYAN now back as a southpaw, where for my money he enjoyed his best success in rounds 1 and 2. But the referee calling time again. And she said that this has been caused by a punch. And that is the peril that boxers face when they sustain a cut, because the cut which has been caused by the clash of heads, unless this is another injury, a separate injury, but the referee has made a fist into an open palm gesture to the technical official ringside. So if this injury causes the bout to be stopped, Zach Brown will progress through to the quarterfinals, RSCI. Desperate moments now in the final minute and change for HOVHANNISYAN, because he's got a determined opponent in the form of Zach Brown to deal with, and the inconvenient adversity of a cut to deal with. He won't want the referee to call for the doctor again. So HOVHANNISYAN, what does he do? He's got to keep himself out of harm's way. Perhaps he'd be advised to turn back to orthodox now, to turn that cut further away from the flashing fists of Zach Brown. And you can see it's a cut in a really bad place. The flow of blood could be obscuring his vision. And we have a firefight in the middle of the boxing ring in this contest to determine who will progress through to the quarterfinals. Dramatic sensation here in round number 3 as HOVHANNISYAN, persisting as a southpaw despite putting the injury closer to the weaponry of Zach Brown. The clock continues to tick. Oh, and he's just opening up that cut, and both men hitting on the break. HOVHANNISYAN, oh my God, now what's happening here? If he's got himself a warning, oh my goodness, can you believe it? Is it going to be a warning each way? Yes, it is. So they cancel each other out. It's come down to the boxing. But an incident-filled third and final round here in this round of 16, 80-kilogram light heavyweight encounter. Artush HOVHANNISYAN sustaining a significant cut to the right eye in the final round. On the first inspection of the doctor, the injury was declared a clash of heads. When it was inspected again, and I don't know if it's a new cut or the same cut that has been worsened, but it was a fist into the palm. HOVHANNISYAN got by the doctor's inspection on that second inspection. And then a firefight ensued. Point off either way for the blatant disregard of the rules that they showed in the closing stages of this hard-fought contest. Now, Zach Brown may well have taken the final round, but has he done enough to take the contest? Remember, he trailed 20 points to 18 for 3 of the 5 scoring judges. Hard-fought affair, that one. I happen to think the man in blue overall deserved to progress, but it was a terrific response from Zach Brown in rounds 2 and 3 after conceding the first unanimously when he spent so much time on the ropes and in the corners.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by split decision. In the blue corner, representing Armenia, Artush HOVHANNISYAN.
So Artush HOVHANNISYAN progresses through to the quarter-final stage after prevailing in a hard-fought physical affair for the second consecutive contest here at Dubai 2025. Zach Brown, talented 20-year-old from Australia, deserves immense credit for the manner in which he competed. But in many respects, he and his team may well feel upon reflection that they conceded the opening round by the ring position that he adopted. Really did adapt to good effect in rounds 2 and 3, but a classic case of too little too late. But surely he will learn immensely from that and come again in the future. That's perhaps the clash of heads which caused the injury. Well, it was to the right eye, so that was on the other side. But a hard-fought affair, and it's HOVHANNISYAN who progresses.